I got for selling me clothes, open for selling me blanket. If ever I live for the soldier again, devil shall be me sergeant. Right, ladies and gents, good afternoon. Been meaning to do this for a little while. This is not a bushcraft video, so if that's what you thought it was, obviously please crack on. This is going to be a simple video on how to modify, enhance, make your jacket, give it a little bit more carrying capacity. Obviously been speaking to a gentleman via Facebook for a while. He's a time served paratrooper and justly proud of that. What he's asked me to do is just put a few extra pockets, internal pockets, on his Kurbit smock. I can never pronounce that properly. That's the original design of what people call the SAS smock. I believe it was actually bought in by the Special Boat Service. Anyway, ladies and gents, cracking jacket, brilliant bushcrafting jacket, and after a little chat, basically what the gentleman wants is two internal pockets, but these pockets are going to be rather like the parachute smock in that they're on the inside and it has a side entry, not a top entry. Okay, so that's where that's going to go. We've had a little chat. Generally it's going to be used for, I would imagine, very important items that you want to sort of keep dry, or certainly weatherproof anyway. So there's a very light, that's my mobile phone, it's like a tank. So I'm just using that as a guide, and this is what I'm showing you, your mythology from when you start. Come out and look at it, what's going to go in it, and how big do I need it, rather than just starting cutting fabric. Okay, and what we said there, he has sent me some sort of green, sort of canvasy type material, but he said good idea is to make it out of some very it's lightweight, robust Cordura nylon, if that makes sense. If the Bergens are 1,000 in here, this is about 300, so ideal for doing it. And he's just given me a little bit of, just had a little chat there, a little bit of a free rein. So this is the material that I got, and I think, as you can see, it will match. Nobody's going to see the internal of the jacket anyway, but it's going to match that. So ladies and gents, as we see, there is the pocket that's on the front, and you'll see all that later on, because I will be modelling this jacket. He's lucky it don't fit me, because otherwise I'll nick it. But that's just about the right size down there to actually put that internal pocket, and it's got reinforcing here. They were, even though this is a replica jacket, I believe, ever so well made in them days. And I'm just going to follow that line, and it's nice to have your stitching, so it's not on just the one little material, it's on two. So ladies and gents, and again, as we can see, I'm going to do the pocket that big and two of them down to there. So it will be wider than that, but the phone will come in and drop down, or whatever it is there, and it will be open here. Okay, nothing's coming out because it won't jump out, and it won't jump out the top. Okay, side entrance. Anyway, I'm going to crack on, do some measuring up and cut some material, and this is going to be a very simple way that anybody, it's a good ideal first project, you know, and you can do this with any sort of jacket, bearing in mind if you've got a waterproof jacket, a line of stitching will eventually let in water. Okay, certainly it's not sort of a thing you do to a Gore-Tex jacket, especially not a very expensive one. But ladies and gents, bring you back. Right, ladies and gents, obviously I visualised how big I wanted the pocket, and here we see what I've cut out of this tough, weatherproof but extremely strong material, and I like the contrast. On this I worked out to be sort of 9 inches across, obviously pocket being about 8 inches there. Bearing in mind you've got to allow for going round on the seams, okay, and 21 inches sort of long, because once it's sewn up, as you'll see there, and you're allowing the seam round the bottom, literally that is how big the pocket will be. Now it's going to be a different one, this, because it's going to be sewn up the side, along the top, down the bottom there, just to about there, and then about there, to give a reasonable size so you can get your hand in and out. Okay, so I'm going to go away and do that now, because I want this opening here. I'm going to double this over and do a double seam on that, and I'll bring you back and show you that in a second. Right, ladies and gents, remember you've got a left and right pocket, so each opening, just imagine you've got to touch your left nipple and then your right nipple. You've got to make the openings opposite to each other. Okay, so don't forget to do that. Now, because this is going to be a side entrance, I've hemmed it once, ladies and gentlemen. This is the left hand pocket, this will be the right hand pocket, and just so you can see, what I did with that was then take it, just to tidy it up and fold it up, and then sew another line down there so it's completely hemmed. Okay, and I'll show you on the other pocket that done. So it was sewn over once and then over again, so that's where the gentleman's hand's going to come in. Okay, and remember to do both openings, and here you'll see that's the right hand one and that's the left hand one, just so I know, just make sure I'm in shot with them two. Yeah, obviously it's hard to describe, but obviously one pocket's going to be on one side and the other pocket's going to be on the other side, and they're both going to have a diametrically opposed opening. Oh, that's some posh word, I don't know where I got that from. Anyway, and now all I need to do now, I'll show you on this one. In fact, I'll bring you out a little bit. Wait one. Right, ladies and gents, so as you say, tidied up the opening with a double turn over there. Make sure I've got left and right. A couple of arrows just indicating where it's going to be. So now this is, that's what I said, easy one to do. Turn it inside out, okay, and literally I'm going to sew it round along the top there, down, and then up to about there. Okay, just enough so you can get a full hand in, but obviously you've still got some drop in there to keep whatever you want in there. And you know, gentleman did say side opening pockets, that's exactly what he wanted, as opposed to a top one. So that's what it's going to do. Your hand's going to go in there and the kit's going to drop. So literally I'm going to sew up to about there, all the way up there, down there, and then turn it inside out. I'll go and show you how that's done now. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not pushing stuff through a sewing machine and making you endure that. The only stitching I'm using is a normal straight stitch, nothing flash or fancy, no real need to show you any sewing up on the machine, because I'll just send you to sleep. But basically that's what I've done so far. Very important to make sure, I will say it again, that both pockets are the openings, one's for left and one's for right. Okay, it's very easy to do two right-handed pockets and you'll be like, blimey, I just wasted that material. So point to note there, ladies and gents, all I'm going to do now is sew that up and get it sorted. Again, not too hard, ideal first project if you're on a sewing machine. Take care. Right, ladies and gents, here we see it, sewed inside out, remembering to leave that edge, and that's why the edge was finished like that, because that's where the hand's going to go in and out once I pull it inside out. So all I've done is sewed it about that far up, okay, so you can get a big hand inside of there. Everything drops to the bottom of the pocket. No need to sew it along the bottom because it's lengthways I did it. So it's been sewn up the top, so up the side, along the top, and just to save yourself a little favour, you see these bits where you're going to turn it over, just chip them off slightly, and I'll make sure, I'll zoom in and just show you, because that just, yeah, you can see that there. Just cut the that little the corners off, because when you turn it inside out, it just makes it easier to sew. Again, don't take it too near your stitch line though. So on that, ladies and gents, all you need to do with that then is grab hold of it and carefully, don't sort of rip it because it's not had the final sew round yet, which makes it strong. Excuse me there, my boxer's telling me that my good lady wife has just come home. Take it right through with your fingers. Like I say, it's nice lightweight material, extremely tough. It's about sort of 200-300 in here. The Bergens have been about 300. Right then, so then we have it like that, ladies and gents, and the corners just makes it easier. Not so much bulk on the corners because we did that little snip on the inside. So there we go. There is your pouch. Quickly, I marked it up on that side with my arrows. Make sure I was not going to do. So some people would just sew it on there now, but what I like to do, and here's the one for the other side. The other side of the jacket is literally sew round that seam. So it's along the top and the bottom. Sorry, the top and the side, and that's the seam I'm on about. You could leave it like that, I suppose, but all I do is flatten it out and run a stitch line up the side, along the top, and then just reinforce it down the bottom. That being a stress point, you'll see on this one I've done the tight zigzag because that will be a stress point, you know, hands going in and out all the time, ladies and gents. So on that, I shall go in, finish that one, and literally that one's now ready just to sew onto the reinforced part of the jacket. It could go on there, but just because that's there, that's exactly the sort of height I want it, and I will sew down, across and down again. But I'm going to get that one to that state. Right, ladies and gents, got both pockets sewn up now, in candies. Take a little bit of time there just to work out exactly on a nice flat surface exactly where you want it to go, and all I'm going to do is mirror where the other pocket was. I'm going to make sure, because I'm going to sew down this side, I'm not sewing in the other pocket, so that literally is going to go on there. And when I've done that, I'll tell you what, do you know what I'm going to do? Just put a few marks, and that's where I need it to come to. And it's going to get sewn. I'm going to sew it down there, okay, along there and down there. Not need to sew it across the bottom, because obviously that's just goes round. So very much worth, because next time you see it, it's going to be like that, and that'll just be my guide on the machine. Start along the top, down the bottom, take it over and just sew up as much as it needs to. So I'll bring you back when I've done, well, I've done both of them. Right, ladies and gents, here's the first pocket finished. This is the point where you don't want to muck it up, so it took me time. As I say, you saw me do the little marks on it and so forth, guided me, and I used the front pocket there. I'll show you that later on as a guide, so make sure obviously you don't sew over the front pocket. Now here we go on this then. What I did was sewed down the top, down the side, didn't need to do down the bottom, because as you know that goes round, and then I've sewed up the side, and then the inner piece, this is a top piece, the inner piece again I'll sew that down to the jacket, so it's fully, you see what I mean now. And here we go, an extremely large mobile phone. That one happens to be mine because I'm old fashioned, you know, and got the new slinky things, goes in and out with no problem. I've got what's said to be a large hand. I know the gentleman's got a large hand, so that's how I sized it. So anything can go in there and it's not coming out, ladies and gents. And I'll show you the use the brown cotton nearest I could do to the jacket. This is one he's dyed himself. This is an original sand one, and he's dyed it a really nice bushcraft brown and put a zip in it himself. That was a modification. Well, everybody did it, and what they did do was the second generation of these smocks come with a half zip and then a full zip, much like the Denson smock. Right, ladies and gents, so there we go. It's I'm going to call it weatherproof, not waterproof, for putting you know, items that you certainly don't want to lose, like your wallets, your phones and stuff like that. That's what the gentleman wanted, inside side opening pockets. Now just on this, I always keep it simple, keep it stupid. I had an idea just as I put this down just before filming, so this will be up to you. Okay, no need to sew it down the bottom because it folds over. It was one long strip of material. That's the way I decided to do it, rather than half and half. But I've just realised there, if I'd have sewn down there, along the bottom, along the top, and then tacked it in, say about 10 centimetres and 10 centimetres, it would have also, I need you to think that now, to make sure you're in shot, this is the top of the actual pocket, okay, that you could have also had a pocket behind a pocket. Again, up to yourselves if you want to do that. This is exactly what the gentleman wanted anyway, but yeah, if you imagine now, that's the top of the pocket, that would be the opening, so round the side, the bottom, and up the side again, and you'd also have a pouch behind a pouch. But you know, I'm not going to do it. I could do it on the next one for him, but you know, I'm just going to keep it simple, keep it stupid, and that's how we're going in there. So ladies and gents, that is how to put an inside pocket inside your jacket, increase your jacket space. I've done the side opening, and again the film show you how to do that. If you just wanted to do a normal sleeve with a opening at the top, okay, and then obviously a little flap over, a couple of bits of velcro on the top, just like a flat patch sewn onto the inside of the jacket, to be perfectly honest. Not very hard to do. So I'll just cover that again. This one's got side opening, but obviously it'll be sewed round the top, round the bottom, and with a little flap, and I would have put a bit of Velcro over there so it has a little flap. So it would literally be exactly the same design as this smock pocket. Now let's make sure I'm going to see that. Yeah, and that's how you do a top opening one, ladies and gents. So down the side, along the bottom, and then a flap. This, you can have Velcro on it, or a button if you want, doesn't, or a press stud if you want. So there's two designs that are quite easy to do, to put an inside pocket on the jacket or an outside pocket on a jacket if you wanted to do so. But again, there's the flap. I'm not going to insult anybody's intelligence there. Obviously the top would be open along the bottom all the way around, and then have a flap over. I would just always have a piece of Velcro along there. So that could literally be transferred, shot to the inside of the jacket, so a flap would come over and you'd enter it from the top. But the gentleman knows as well as I do, and it replicates what was in the Parasmok's side opening pocket for him. Again, I'm going to go and do the other pocket and do exactly the same right here, right now. Mark it all up so I know exactly where it is, and these were the little guide markers, so you don't end up sewing your pocket on ski with. And that's just a little bit of chalk that will come off with a little rub. So ladies and gents, what I will do as well, I've noticed the little pull tabs for tightening it up. I'm just going to cut them. All I'm going to do is sew them round and just tidy them up. Okay, just put a line of stitching through there. They are cotton, so they're not like the nylon ones, you can't burn them with a lighter. So yeah, just a little bit of tidying up on the jacket for him, and that's it, because this jacket is, well, perfect as it is. Again, gentleman's obviously been following me films and just asked me if I could do that. Right, anyway, I'm waffling. And ladies and gents, this is a jacket from the outside. Obviously there's a stitch line up there, across there, down, a slight move across and then down. Okay, no need to sew it along the bottom unless you was making a top opening in a pocket. And I've done that with Brown as near as I can get to his jacket. It is his field jacket, so, and there again, brown cotton, as you can see, going all the way around there. So yeah, that's the job done. Been having a little chat with the gentleman. The material that he sent me, my battery's going to go on this soon. I'm going to make a poacher's pocket at the back. I think a lot of people know what that is. It's definitely what used to be in the old Parasmok's back in the day. So the material that he sent me, which is some nice green sort of canvasy material, I'm going to do a poacher's pocket right along the back. So at this point, take care. Right, ladies and gents, I'll try and make this quick. This is the nice bit of sort of cotton, but quite heavy cotton drill material the gentleman sent me to actually do the pockets. We agreed, you know, the old Cordura nylon there, make them a bit weatherproof. On chatting with him, I said, well, do you want a poacher's pocket? He knows what that is, and I think a lot of people do, even in the civil environment. So there's that piece of material. It was cut out higgledy-piggledy. I've got my plumb line there, literally, and I will. That's how big it is going to be. This is how I would square off the material. Doing it with a obviously a set square. It's going to be 12 inches deep and 10 inches either pocket and sewn up the middle. Okay. Obviously, I've left it at the top there because I want to fold that over and over again, and again with that top one, which I'll square off when I get in there. Just make it nice and tidy. So literally that's what I'm going to be doing with that. So the next time you'll see that, I'll keep it home. Well, I'm going to obviously cut it away, sew up, do the hems, turn it inside out. So that's how you're going to see it next time. A very simple job. Right, ladies and gents, here we can see that green canvas material. I hemmed both edges. Okay, that's doubling it over like I did last time. Fold it and then fold it again so you don't get a raw edge, and I've then folded it in half, so sewed it up the sides and sewed it up the sides. So here we have an extremely large pocket. In fact, that fits just nicely either side there, and you know what I aim to do, because I've done it like that, I'm not going to sew along the top here. What I'm going to do is sew along the bottom, sorry, sew along both sides, down the bottom and up the top. Okay, so, and then up there, obviously so you just don't have a big whaling pocket. Okay, in here will be things like you keep your hats, your scarf, your spare pair of gloves and anything like that. Obviously you're going to have anything that's going to sort of dig in you too much when you sit down. Again, your face veils, all that sort of stuff. So there'll be the opportunity to have sort of 2 pockets. So ladies and gents, that's all I've done now. I've marked it up. That's where I need to sew to. That's roughly where I need to sew to. And again, I'm only using a chalk pencil. Right, ladies and gentlemen, as may be apparent, my battery went. But yeah, I continued on with it last night and got it done for the gentleman. So here you see the bit of lighter green material. This is what he eventually sent me to, put the inside pockets on. And here we see the poacher's pouch. Okay, it's doubled over, so it's going to give him a nice thick portion on the back of his jacket. And you can see I was originally not going to sew it at the top, but all I've done is gone sewn along the top, down, down, and obviously so that's not too flappy, and it's like the military one. I've done a sewing up and down there. Okay, and as we see on the back, it's green on this side and brown on that side. That's easy to do. Your top cotton is the one that you're going to see. Your bottom cotton is always the one that's underneath the machine, i.e. in the bobbin. So it's brown on the outside, green on the inside. First time I've done that. And there you go, ladies and gents, there's a Laplander just for scale. That's it. I didn't ask for the poacher's pocket, but you know what I'm like. It modifies the jacket, increases the carrying capacity, and it doesn't alter the absolutely cracking design of the carbet smock, which I very much like. So ladies and gentlemen, there you go. 2 simple ways to improve a jacket without too much skill. As you see, there's 2 pockets on here, so you can put all your stuff, your hat, your gloves and all that type of stuff in there, your shemags or whatever, however you pronounce that. Very easy to do for a first time project, hence I'll stick this up, so if you want to do it, you can, and I would advise this as a first time project because it's not that hard to do. So ladies and gents, on that, thank you very much. And what I'll just do is obviously, I can't remember if I caught it yesterday, there's the inside pockets. Again, still got a few chalk marks on them, but that goes, that's my tobacco pouch, that is. Obviously in, drops to the bottom, and it ain't going nowhere, and that's what the gentleman wanted. And there's one on each side. Alright ladies and gents, so thank you very much. Appreciate you watching my films, and hopefully somebody's going to benefit from that. Anyway, until the gentleman I've done it for, it was a pleasure obviously doing that for you, sir. And I'll get that packed up and off next Monday. Right, thank you very much, ladies and gents. Right, ladies and gents, here we are. Wife's just said I like this jacket better than the other old green ones. But yeah, it's the Carbet smock. I actually love the design myself. It's the first design of a military type smock. Loving the material of it. It's like a heavyweight sort of canvas, really tough. The arm bits on it, obviously the bits, and now obviously the gentleman's got an inside pocket, and as you see round the back, you can even put some padding in there for when he sat down. But yeah, look at that grenade ring, typical Para. But I love the smock, and yeah, I could just see me tailoring that as it goes, bringing that in a little bit. But I have a little thing in mind, a jacket like that, a future project when funds become available. But yeah, no, nice one. Lovely jacket.